Yeah.
in order to do that, you really have to become self-aware. So what are some of the books, or I know you said that the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, but anything in particular that stands out that you would say coming into the business, you've got to read one or two books? What would those books be?
Dude, coming into the business, millionaire real estate agent, millionaire real estate investor. There's also another book from the same series called Hold. It talks about, holding real estate, rental properties and such. Um, Man, a bunch of books. There's a book called Tax Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright. That's a great, like, little book that shows you different hacks, so to speak, on saving money on taxes and whatnot, because that's another big thing. You can find success in real estate really fast, and it's awesome, and you're happy. And then all of a sudden, you don't understand how deductions work and how taxes work. And then, at the end of the year, you have a huge tax bill, and it's like, oh no, what do I do now?
Right.
And you could almost get set all the way back if you're not careful with your taxes being a 1099.
Yeah.
And so that was a good book. I read a book called The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss.
Yep, I know that book. Yep.
Time management at its finest, just like really hardcore, how to manage my time, because obviously the more successful you become, the more everyone wants to take your time, and you're demanded to be in different places at different times. So I had to get really focused with my calendar.
Mhm.
So a lot of great books. Uh, Recently, I haven't read, or I did audiobooks. I haven't listened to a lot of books, but now I'm shifting into podcasts.
Mhm.
So that's
Me
been
too.
how I absorb,
Learn.
information through podcasts. So that's been super powerful.
Yeah, that's me too. I've made that shift as well. I just read a book called Buy Back Your Time by Dan
Yeah,
Martell. It's
that's
a
a good
great
one.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I read that, but I agree. I learn a lot with podcasts because in podcasts I love the conversation, and I feel
Yeah.
like you do have the opportunity to learn a little bit, grab those tidbits and kind of take it. And you can also be doing whatever you're doing, whether you're at the gym or whatever,
Yeah, yeah. I
driving in
mean,
the
I listen to
car.
podcasts in the morning, in the shower, in my car, in the
Mhm.
gym, and it's cool because, like, some of them are funny podcasts, some of them are, they're so dynamic, and I'm like laughing, and some of them make you cry. Some of these podcasts are so powerful, you have to rewind it and
Yeah,
save it. Yeah, I just love it. I love hearing two people talk and go back and forth, and you just learn a lot about different topics and
yeah.
interviewing different people. So yeah, that's been my recent journey.
And there's so
Podcasts.
many types, there's so many
Yeah.
types. For me, if there's something I'm interested in, or maybe I'm just feeling unmotivated by something, get back to the gym. I was just away for a week in Italy, and coming
Nice.
back, I was like, oh, it's tough to get back on the routine. You get jet lag. So what I do is I know when I'm feeling like that, I start listening to podcasts about health and
Yeah.
fitness and nutrition because it just gets me right back. Because it's your environment. What are you listening to in your environment is going to keep you on track to whatever it is you want. And I use podcasts to keep me on track because it's in my environment,
Absolutely.
whatever goal I'm looking to accomplish in that moment.
Yeah, for sure. Recently, I've been almost a year now, come going on 11 months. I've been on like a health journey, transformation. I've lost over 35 pounds.
Wow.
I haven't drank alcohol in 11 months. I'm getting big into like biohacking and
Hmm.
just understanding my body more as I'm in my 40s. And I have a daughter who's 4 years old, and I want to stay healthy and alive for her. So just understanding my body more, not taking it for granted. I've had so many ailments and injuries throughout my career in the Navy, that I just really buckled down on just making my health a priority, because the better version of myself I become, the better I can serve as a leader, the better I can serve my community and my clients. So, yeah, I was pretty unhealthy for a while. That's another thing you have to be careful when you find success in business and real estate. You're go, 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 and you get obsessed with the hustle, obsessed with the grind. And a lot of people that fall into that trap neglect themselves, right?
Yeah.
And it's just give, 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 give. But the best form of giving is to give yourself and to love yourself so that you can
Yep.
serve others, right?
Yes.
So I learned that lesson the hard way, and I was in really, really bad shape. And thank God, I just turned it around, and it was just a mindset shift,
Yeah.
and sacrifice and commitment. Like, My Friday nights look different now. Like I was just thinking about this earlier. I picked up some hobbies, some really challenging hobbies like jujitsu. I picked up jujitsu at 41 years old, which is wild to get my butt kicked every day. But it's just challenging and great, and you meet great people, and it's a lot more mentally challenging than physically at times, and weightlifting heavily, things like that. So um, my Friday nights are not going out and drinking with the fellas, right? Obviously, I have a small child and I have 50-50 custody of her.
Yeah.
But just my Friday nights consist of training with the
Yeah.
fellas and getting
And
my
having a
butt
great
kicked.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, and having a great time. And
Yeah.
and what my version of a great time is now, it was not the same
That's
years
right.
ago, right? When I was being self-destructive and just not
Yeah.
caring about my mental, physical, and emotional health, right? And so I'm just so balanced. I feel a lot more balanced now, a lot more clear-minded, and so yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I've been this message, things come to you over time. And the message that I keep getting lately is that when you to be grateful to have problems, because when you're well, you have problems in other areas than your health. But when you're not well, the only problem you have is your health because it's the only thing you can focus on. So,
Sorry, I'm putting the plug in. I didn't
oh,
want to
that's all
interrupt.
right. That's all
Yeah,
right.
I agree. That all you have is your health. Like, what good
Yeah,
are you to anyone if you're not healthy, let alone dead?
right.
And being now in my 40s and having a young child, having a child at a later age in life, and running around and trying to be uh, present with my daughter and show up to everything. Yeah, it just hit me like, you got to change your ways, you got to change your habits. You don't move the way you used to, So,
As,
and I've been getting really into recovery as well, which
oh,
is
good.
another thing that's overlooked, right? It's like I love working out. I've always been athletic. I've always been kind of fit, right? Even when I was overweight, but I never focused on stretching. I never focused on sauna, a hot tub, just like soaking in magnesium, things that I do now
Yeah.
that help me recover so that I can get back after it, right? It was just like
Mhm.
go, go, go. But now the body's like, nah, recover.
Yeah, I'm into biohacking too. I love all the I listen to a lot of that. Do you listen to The Ultimate Human with Gary Brecka?
Ray Brecca, love that guy.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I ordered methylene blue.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so it's gonna come in soon. I don't know if you ever heard of the Hume Health scale. I just got it. It literally just came in the mail. It's a scale you stand on and you grab it and it sends a signal through your body and gives you all these metrics about your body fat composition and muscle
Oh,
and all that stuff. So yeah, I
what is
love
it
that
called?
stuff. It's called the Hume Health,
Okay.
Hume
Oh,
Health
okay.
Scale.
I'll have to
It's
check
like
it out.
$250, but it
Yeah.
gives you all your stats.
That's one night
So
out drinking, $250.
yeah, no,
Right?
seriously,
Your money
yeah.
goes in different places now.
And you know what? I went out last night with my buddy and he was drinking. I still go out once in a while. And, being sober is becoming a lot more popular. It feels like it's just like, nobody hassles me about not having, or I'll have a non-alcoholic Corona like I did
Right.
last night.
Yeah.
It looks like a Corona, it tastes like it, but
Yeah.
it's just non-alcoholic.
Right.
And I feel great in the morning. I can do more the next day instead of being hungover and all that stuff I used to deal with. So